Oh, Rachel popped on. Hi, Rach. She looks cute in her aviators. Obviously, it's her picture, but okay. Good morning, you guys. So I am recording this so I can put it on the Team Boxer. So if anyone jumps on, just listen. But will you do me a favor and mute your guys' self unless you have a question, just so that I can make sure everyone can hear all the info. So a lot of changes. Okay. Rachel, I'm going to mute you, hun. Okay. So first things first, thank you guys so much for taking care of the Voxer while I was in Belize. One of the things I really found to be interesting but also true is I knew that if I stepped aside for just like a couple days and with my voice being off that Voxer, that you guys would bring up ideas and things that you needed, things that work for you, things that aren't working for you, supporting one another. And it was really nice to hear. So with the help of you guys and then the help of the VP team, so Tori, Amanda, Danielle, and then also collaborating with like Molly Guile and her nations, we're going to change some things up heading to the end of the year and continuing on into 2020. So here are some of the things we're going to do. First of all, I'm making a word swag for this with all the information, all the details, all the events, and how to plug into them so that way you guys have it. But I'm telling you on this, so if you're listening to this recorded or even if you're on right now, if you have somewhere to take notes, I would write it down. Otherwise, just listen to this again and wait for the word swag. But make sure you put all the stuff in your calendar. So the first thing we're going to do is every Saturday, we're going to go back to doing a book club and a team huddle. This is something I was thinking about doing in the morning, like on a work week, but it's just too hectic trying to get kids off to school. The Allies and I tried it for a day. It's just too crazy on mornings where we have to actually be at, an event or school or work. So Saturday mornings, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to jump on this Zoom. And what we're going to do is I'm going to have homework each week for us to complete and then discuss. And then if we're done within like a half an hour, 45 minutes, we can ask questions about what people are doing in their business, what's working, what's not working. But it'll be a time for us to just huddle together as our region and get some work done and do our thing. So with that book club, the first one, Allie Wingland, thank you for this. I'm sorry, you probably already read it, but we're going to do it again. But we're going to do Fear is My Homeboy. I think this one's incredibly important. It's so good talking about fear and the misconceptions we have about fear. So we're going to read this one first. So make sure you order this on Amazon if you don't already have it. If you can't see it, Judy Holler is the author, Judi Holler. So have this book and we're going to start reading this. But before we even do that, it'll give us some time for everyone to get the book. This week's homework is everyone's going to take the Enneagram. And you can find the Enneagram online. It's free. But I want you to take it. And what we're going to do next week is we're going to discuss every number in the Enneagram and how we work with those people and how it affects who we are and like the strengths and weaknesses we have. So we're really going to dive into the Enneagram next week. So I will make sure to text that onto the Team Boxer, how to find it, how to take it. Please have your number by next week so we can discuss it. Okay, so that's step one. Step two. The Monday calls with Molly, we have not been very good about getting on those. And so I'm going to really make that almost a requirement, not like I'm your boss, but I'm just going to really make that a requirement for myself to be on and to plan out and to book out. We have events every Monday night with my kids and sports, but they just know I'm going to be on that Zoom. I'm going to be listening, working, and making sure it happens. If you don't know what that is, on Monday nights from 5 to 7, we're going to jump on a Zoom with Molly Guile. I have the pictures and the links for this. And this is where we're going to have to get really organized, you guys, by taking things I put on the Voxer and making a folder for them and either writing them in your calendar or putting them in your calendar on your phone, however you keep track of stuff. But we're going to have to start getting really organized so we can plug into these events and invite people. But Monday from 5 to 7 Pacific Standard Time, obviously PM. The first half hour is a booking blitz and like ask Molly questions, work with Molly type thing. If you don't know who Molly is, the fact that we have access to her is so incredible for our business. So please make sure we do this for that first hour. And then 6 to 6:30, Molly does a Discover Arbonne. So it's great to have guests on because she does a great job of that. And then 6:30 to 7, they do a Start Now, where if anyone who jumped on that call is like, yeah, tell me the first steps to get going, they stay on and they do a Start Now. That's every Monday from 5 to 7. The first Monday of the month, what we're going to do, instead of doing the Monday team calls where we have them every Monday at noon, those are going to be going away. And what we're transitioning into is the first Monday of every month, we're going to do a 1 hour Zoom call. And it's going to be anything upcoming for the month. So any new specials Arbonne brings out, um, any new things that, hi Shelly, any new things that we need to talk about as far as a team's aspect, as far as all of Arbonne, any new training that we think is relevant. We're going to do that the first Monday of the month at noon as a Zoom and take away the team calls. That's not going to start until January 1st, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Okay, this is a big one. So our nation meeting, typically our nation meeting is every first Thursday of the month, and it's just the Danielle Scarpino Perry Nation. We feel like we need to collaborate. We feel like we need new voices. We feel like we really need to grow. And by doing that, we need to really expand who we're working with and how we're working. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to combine with Molly Giles Nation, Carrie Messner's Nation, Jeanette Bratzler's Nation, and I think that's it. But there's 3 other nations, and we're going to combine our nation meeting. So instead of them coming to us, we're going to them. So our nation meeting, the one on Zoom where we do recognition, where we do some training, that's actually going to get shifted to the first Tuesday of every month. It's going to be at the same time, 6 o'clock, and we're going to be joined by all those other nations, which I think is so great that we're going to hear new voices, get some really great training and new inspiration from different people. But we're shifting that monthly nation meeting from Thursday to Tuesday, and that'll start in November. Okay, keeping going. The celebration of success that we were going to do down here, I was going to do it the first Tuesday of the month, and then we found out we're changing our nation meeting. So I'm going to still do a celebration of success here in Gardnerville. And what that's going to look like, it's going to be the second Tuesday of the month. That's the same day they do the one in Reno, which is great. So if we have guests in Reno and want to go to the Reno one, we can go. If we have guests down here in Gardnerville, we'll do the one down here. But what the celebration of success is going to be, it's going to be at Cooked. It's a restaurant here in town. If you're not local, I'm sorry, this doesn't pertain to you. Or if you're in town, you can obviously come, or if you have people here. But we're going to get together around 6:30, mingle, have some dinner, have a drink. So everyone can kind of just be a little bit more casual as soon as we get there and visit and hang out. At 6:30, I'm going to start the meeting. We're going to do success and celebration of anyone who's in town and give away roses. And I'm also going to do some kind of a training. We'll bring in guest speakers. But it's just a chance for us to get together once a month in person in Gardnerville and bring guests. That way they, oh, my alarm. That way they can see that we, really enjoy one another, do life together. And that's going to be the second Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock is the mingle, and then 6:30 the meeting will start. Okay. 2 more things. So I am considering doing these locally, but I also think it's something that you guys should incorporate wherever you are. Give me a second. Okay, sorry, my throat was dry. So Allie and Rachel, you guys are not local here in Gardnerville, but I think that you should follow this and you should continue doing it where you're at, because I think these are important. And this is honestly how I grew my business. And we kind of got away from them because a lot of people were doing virtuals, which is great. Virtual is so important to our business, but I loved these, and so I'm going to incorporate them again. The third Saturday of every month, we're going to do a Discover Arbonne, and it's going to be in somebody's home. It's going to be, just an opportunity is what we called it, where we have tea and fizz and maybe some shoes, nothing special, like maybe some muffins or something, nothing big, but it's going to be in somebody's home, and it's going to be a half an hour Discover Arbonne, get together, hear about Arbonne from, an actual live person in a living room. I think my kids are all starting to stir. Sorry. But I'm going to put that on the flyer as well. And it's going to be at 10 a.m. the third Saturday of every month. And then we can rotate. So I'll host it at my house. And then, maybe Lori Baxter will host. My mom will host. And Allie, if you want to have it in Carson, I think that'd be a great idea. But we'll kind of rotate where it's at. We're going to hold that every third Saturday. So if you're not local and want to incorporate that where you are, I highly recommend it. And I can show you what that looks like. And then the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to do like a healthy living overview and shake making party on the last Sunday of the month before the healthy living starts. So what a shake making party is, hi baby girl, a shake, I'm on a Zoom so you have to be quiet, but you can cuddle. A shake making party is where we bring in like some fruits, the veggies, the healthy fats, and we put them in baggies, and then we give people like 4 or 5 ready to go shakes when they walk out the door. So all they have to do is add protein and they can put them in their freezer. But we'll talk about the healthy living and do a healthy living overview at the same time. And I'm going to incorporate that the last Sunday of the month. That way we kind of have ourselves prepared and ready to go for the first healthy living program that's starting up. And I'm going to host this at my house. So these are all events, you guys. I hear that we want to collaborate. I hear that we want to do more stuff together. These are all events that we're going to provide for you to plug into and plug people into. I think it's a lot, and not in a bad way. I think it's something where we have a lot of opportunity to share Arbonne. The other thing I'm going to encourage you guys to do is, I know my allies have been doing this. They found a partner, an accountability partner, and they've been doing stuff together. So if you guys are going to do allies, if you're going to continue to do your virtual event, I think it's a great idea. And maybe we can run one of those once a month, and you guys can kind of spearhead that for us since you've already started it. I think having a once a month virtual event for like 4 or 5 days is a great idea. Can you do me a favor and go put Connor's collar on and put him inside? And so if you guys could do that and kind of think of that together and let me know, I'm going to add it on to this word swag that I'm sending out to everybody with the schedule. I think it'd be really helpful. I know that Amanda Parks Region just did like a 5-day event with lots of giveaways. They each gave away like a product every day where they collaborated, and they all gave away like a mascara or a Digestion Plus or eye gel masks, but they ended up getting like 6,000 QV as a region from this virtual event because they gave away so many things. So she actually added me to that event, and I'm going to look through it and see how it was organized, as I would like to do it again. But maybe my allies, if you guys would like to spearhead that, I'm going to put it off on you. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording, and then if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. So give me a second.